to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
What is happening, Lock Shoppers? My name's Jay Milne, a.k.a. Glue Guy, and I hope you're in and excited for an action-packed Lock Shop here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's a beautiful October 2nd day. Fall is upon us. The leaves have turned. They're almost going to start falling. In some cases, they have started falling, like all over my neighbor's yard, which then always blows into our yard, so it becomes my problem. The time of year is upon us, folks, but that is an exciting time. We've got so much going on. We've got the Wild Card Series wrapping up today. We've got ALDS, NLD, all that happening this weekend. We've got NFL Thursday night. We've got CFL. The Elks are on a bye, but they're going to be watching a couple games. I am filling in for Dustin Nielson, who is traveling to a CFL game. So you're stuck with me today, but that's okay. We're going to have some fun. We're going to be joined by Huss momentarily. But first off, I want to remind everybody that Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta, where Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement, featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. And just a reminder, the new October codes are upon us. Deposit $50, use promo code EST50, get a free $50 bet. Deposit $50, use promo code EST Sports, get a free $50 bet. I'm having a hard time saying free. Free. Deposit $50, use promo code EST Casino, and get a $50 casino bonus. All that is available to you over at playalberta.ca. And a reminder, if you haven't downloaded the new app, it's not like the old app. Trust me, I was involved in the old app. This app is much better. It's much more streamlined, and it's got EST specials. So you're going to see some fun stuff happening over there. We had a good night. Jay's play of the day cashed on the over 8 runs between the Cincinnati Reds and the LA Dodgers. That was a good one. Jay's second play of the day. We went bonus territory yesterday, Trev. It was a big monumental day, and we'll get into what we did yesterday. We did a second bet. Jay's second play of the day was on Cole Ashbacher. He is a saddle bronc rider. He had a bit of a tough day yesterday, but he put up a score. He didn't get bucked off, so there's still a chance for him to get into the money. That was him to finish top 3, so we'll see how that goes. Still 5 go-rounds to go. So hopefully Cole can, get the Reed Wilkins bump, so to speak. Chili cook-off yesterday at the Ice House. That was fun. The winning chili team, I guess, was from Lakeside Farms. They won with their Wagyu beef chili. Trev, was that who you voted? Because Pat, when he announced it, said it wasn't even close, that the Lakeside Farms Wagyu beef chili won it in a landslide. Is that who you voted for, number one?
Well, it's funny you say that. I was Dusty's proxy. He doesn't like chili, so he wanted me to go taste every single one, which is what I did. And it's still affecting me right now, but it was good chili, man. But that was actually the first one I tried, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best. Right. This was so good. And then I tried 12 more chilies, and then I'm kind of just sitting there. And I was like, I'll probably go vote in like 20 minutes. I didn't think like it was going to be done right then and there. And then all of a sudden, may I have your attention? Yeah. The votes are in. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't vote. So I didn't vote.
Oh my gosh, but you got an apron out of it.
Yeah, I did get an apron out of it.
Well, then that's a win.
How the order was, it was the Wagyu beef chili. That went 1. That would have been my first pick. The second pick was the butter chicken. That would have been my second pick. And then third was meat, which
meat
I would have.
Good.
Meat was really good.
Was really good.
That's how I would have voted.
The Ukrainian one was different, but I found it to be good.
It was there was some difference.
Hudson's was there with the chili that I thought was just because all these chilies have different things that they try pop off.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you would sit there and eat a bowl of it, but the Hudson's chili I felt was just like a comfort chili.
Homey.
Like it was really good. So that was fun.
It was fun.
I did post a photo of Trev, who was clearly in a chili coma.
It was affecting me, man.
Oh man, dude, I probably had 6 chilies.
Yeah.
And I went straight from the Ice House downtown to my daughter's basketball game on the south side. And boy, I was feeling it. I was burping. I was sneaking toots out. Like it was bad. I was in a world of hurt. Yeah. I didn't get over that till like middle of the night.
Yeah.
But you just think there's so many meats and sauces, sauces, spices, beans. Like I told my wife I was there, like, I just ate like the equivalent of 2 full bowls of chili. And she said, oh God, oh no, this can't be happening. This is not good. And by the way, Trev, this should put the beans and chili conversation to rest. I know there is a place in the world, and we're going to get Huss's opinion on all this, but every chili that we tried yesterday, aside from the Ukrainian one, which was more of a soup, right?
It was.
Had beans in them.
Yes.
So, I mean, beans are in chili. Beans are synonymous with chili. But with that, we must get to the man of the hour, the lock shop hero, the Hustler Amma. How are you doing today?
I tell you what, I could just listen to this chili conversation for the rest of the hour. This is awesome. And by the way, least surprising news. Like, to use the lock shop, like minus 10,000, that Dusty would bail on a chili cook-off and send one of the boys in his place. I always joke, yeah. This guy legitimately has the palate of a 6-year-old. And he comes to Winnipeg for chicken tenders. What can I tell you?
What can you say? Hey, you know what though, Huss? I will say this. I did see Dustin eating chilies. Like he sampled some chilies. I think Trev as his proxy was more as like the test gerbil. You know what I mean? In a controlled scientific test where they see what the gerbils do when they're on acid. That was like what he sent Trev in to do. He was saying, okay, young man, go and make sure that I'm not going to dislike this. So I guarantee you that Dustin ate a lot of things that he normally wouldn't have eaten because it was melded into the chili. That's what a chili is. It crock pots everything together and all the flavors combine. So you don't necessarily taste the onion or the scallion or the chives, So I think that helped his case yesterday, Huss, but I did see him eating some chili.
It would be great. Like, I don't know whether you could twist his arm to do this, but a regular EST segment where Dustin eats something that he doesn't know what it is. And then you tell him afterwards, like all the things that are on his list. As they say, like we all, like when we were 7 years old, we had some things. Oh, I don't like that. You wouldn't eat what your mom was giving you. Most people, as they become teenagers or at least adults, kind of come around from that, and we're slowly nudging Dusty into at least adolescence. I'm not going to get to adulthood when it comes to the palate, but that's good, and that sounded excellent. I mean, man, a Wagyu beef chili sounded good. A butter chicken chili, that sounds wild.
Well, let's talk about the butter chicken chili, because I felt like that was a bit of a cheat code on behalf of that restaurant, because who doesn't like butter chicken? I mean, it's so good. And B, you're in a room full of beef chilies or meat chilies, and you throw out a butter chicken style. Of course it's going to resonate because it's the one that stands out so differently. Big time. And so I was talking to Dusty, and I said, look, I don't know if I had a voting share in this, I might leave butter chicken off the board just because I feel it was somewhat of an unfair advantage.
Well, I mean, listen, this is also opportunities for these restaurants to kind of show off. I mean,
absolutely.
But now I'm not sure whether this was an East Indian restaurant or not, but
it was. Yes, it was.
Well, I mean, then it was smart on their part, because butter chicken is the gateway for white guys to try and get into East Indian food. Yes, I mean, that is like, I mean, if you have not had East Indian food and you're sort of like, you're like, you know what, try this. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you might get a little more eclectic, or you might be interested in trying a few more things. But it is like, hey, try this. First one's free. And then you're in.
to throw it, to really, hammer the butter chicken point home, they served little triangular nans with it, so you could dip it and scoop it. I mean, I guess kudos to them. They knocked it out of the park. But
so it was a chicken chili, I take it? Like it was, I assume, butter chicken.
It looked like butter chicken without the rice.
Also, interesting take on the beans and chili. I mean, there's some people that just don't really like the beans, and that is what prevents them from liking and eating chili more. It's interesting. Like a Texas chili doesn't have beans.
Correct.
Every other chili pretty much does. And for any people, I always joke, about the similarities and the differences of Winnipeg and Edmonton. And Edmonton, every 2 blocks, you've got a Donair shop. And I mean, Donair seemed to be like my time living there. That was the corner, for the Winnipeg equivalent of that is the Greek burger joint. And I don't know what happened, but a long time ago, like tons of Greeks came here and they all opened burger joints. Either they were families that then split up. I mean, there's a bunch of ones, but they all do the same thing. And like the burger in Winnipeg at any one of these places is a Fat Boy, which is a cheeseburger, lettuce, tomato, mayo, and a chili. Or I mean, it really is a chili sauce, which is a no bean chili. And it would be a lot. I mean, it's more for a burger like that. Like you're not going to have a bowl of this chili sauce. But I mean, I can go either way. I'm not a big fan of the kidney beans. The one time that I will eat them is in a chili.
Yeah, me too.
Or maybe to have left. But at the end of the day, that to me is the filler. Everything else is what truly makes it. And and I got to tell you, I guess you had to come clean to your wife.
Yeah,
after what,
she would have known. She would have known.
At some point, the aftermath was going to be quite clear. So I think you are better off coming clean early before you get what the hell is going on with you?
Yeah, where were you all day? What were you doing? Well, honey, I was at on location where it was a chili cook-off, and I inhaled probably 2 full-size servings of different chilies. And that's the thing. It was all the different chilies. I think if I had just focused on one, it would have been easier on the intestinal fortitude and system. But because I was, it's like when you're out at the bar and you're getting carried away and you're having this drink and then you're having that drink and that, they don't mix, they don't meld, and something's ultimately got to give. But I made it through. I'm here. Trevor looked like death this morning when I came in. He was curled up like a little kitten on the couch. He's still struggling. His guts are still hurting. But I
love about YouTube Trev is like the good soldier of EST since day one.
Yeah,
you need something. He's like, I am good to go, and he'll put his body and in this case his stomach in the line of fire for the betterment of EST.
Yeah, and every group needs that guy, and Trev has really slid into that role quite well. Huss, so I cashed on Jay's play of the day yesterday, which was the over again in the Reds-Dodgers series. I just felt like that number was too low again. They had it at 8, so that cashed. But yesterday I made a second Jay's play of the day because as you know, the CFR is in town. That's why we were downtown doing the cook-off. And at Play Alberta, you can wager on these rodeos. I had a pretty good run last year at the Calgary Stampede on the chuck wagons. I rode Chance Vegan to quite a few Jay's Play of the Day cash outs. Yesterday we put in because Cole Ashbacher, who is a saddle bronc rider, was on the Reed Wilkins show on location at the Ice House yesterday. So I said, why not? Why not do one for the people? Let's get the Reed Wilkins boost. So we put a future on him to place top 3 in his saddle bronc. I believe there's about 12 competitors. He had a little bit of an off night last night. I think he was 7th, but he still rode. He didn't get bucked off, so it wasn't a no score. So there still is hope. There's 5 more go rounds for young Cole Ashbacher to come through for Jay's second play of the day. But what I wanted to ask you is because putting money on the chuck wagons and on the CFR is interesting. I think it's just awesome that you can do that, but it's not in the normal rotation, I would say, of sports that you would wager on. What's the strangest thing, and it doesn't have to be sports, but what's the strangest thing that you've placed a wager on?
Well, I mean, we have to go to, during the pandemic. And I mean, when the pandemic, all of our regular sports shut down and there was nothing going on, there was a few things. The Russian and European table tennis was, for whatever reason, that was seemingly unaffected. And there were streams of it. And to be honest, I mean, if you ever watch like these world-class table tennis players, like it is so much fun to get into. So there was like all night table tennis runs of betting these games of people that we didn't know and actually getting to know a little bit of the table tennis scene back in 2020. Then I became just fascinated with the KBO, the Korean Baseball Association. The bat flips, by the way, in the KBO. I mean, the things that people bitch about here in North America, I mean, that wouldn't even draw an eyebrow in Korea. I mean, they know how to pimp their bombs, I will tell you that. So the KBO was great. But maybe and depending on how you can take this, maybe the low point, when there was literally nothing to bet on, we were betting on Madden simulations.
Oh, baby. Yes. Give it to me.
And again, small amounts. But I mean, I do think back 5 years ago with the world seemingly at a standstill and occupying time watching live computer simulated Madden games with bets on the line. So I think that would certainly be the top three: KBO run, table tennis, and then the Madden sims. There's a lot of people betting NBA sims as well. But I mean, I'm happy that the world has returned to where we're at. We can get all this. Just quickly on this. So this is a massive rodeo that's in Edmonton right now?
Yeah, the Canadian Finals Rodeo. It was in Edmonton for the longest time, but when they built the new arena, I forget the exact way it shook out, Huss, but they essentially kicked the CFR out of the arena because they didn't want it, all the dust and horse, what. It makes a mess of the bowels of the arena. So they sent it down Highway 2 to Red Deer to be there. It was there for a few years. They've just recently, I believe this is the second year they've brought it back, second or third. So it is at Rogers Place downtown. I will be going there with my family tomorrow night. We're going to go and check that out. I love a good rodeo. You have a rodeo on, Glue Guy's going to be there. It's a fantastic event. And actually today on our show, we have the president of Rodeo Canada, Denny Phipps, that's going to be joining us. Reed actually covered Denny. When Reed started his career, he was in Lloydminster. And he covered Denny Phipps as he was in the events. He was a competitor. And now we saw him yesterday at that event. He's the president of Rodeo Canada. And he came up to Reed and they were having a great discussion about how things in life change, right? So he's going to be on our show. So he'll give a lot more insight into the state of rodeo in Canada. I know there's some new events that have come up.
Are these all the same dudes that are like in the Calgary Stampede?
Yeah,
basically.
A lot of them. I mean, the Calgary Stampede will have the best of the best from the CFR, and then they'll combine that with a lot of American talent as well. To make the Calgary Stampede. But the CFR is for Canadians only. This is the Canadian Championship. But if you win the Canadian Championship, you then qualify and go down to the NFR, which is in Vegas at the Thomas and Mack Center every winter.
I'll be honest, I know nothing about the rodeo. That's way outside of my background or anything like that. We got a big we have a Manitoba Stampede here every year, so the city down in Morris that is well attended. I think a couple times I've bet just randomly on like a chuck wagon race at the Calgary Stampede when the books would have that stuff up. But I was one time in Vegas during the the NFR or whatever the big event is, and we were staying at, I can't remember whether it was the Mirage or Treasure Island, one of those hotels right there, and got there, and I had no idea what was going on, and I'm like, I think I'm the only person in a bar of 500 people that's not wearing a cowboy hat.
They take it over. They take it over.
It was wild, and I mean, you're seeing girls, in big groups, like showing off on the like there was a mechanical bull in the in the bar.
Of course,
they're just acing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's a very interesting. I met some really cool people, and kind of got to know more about that. I mean, it is sort of a culture. I mean, in particular places, it's big. Like let me ask you this before we move on. Of like this Canadian finals rodeo, like what percentage of them are Albertans?
Oh, a lot.
Like,
I would say,
is that like more than half? Like when I think of rodeo, I mean, I think of the Calgary Stampede, and I think of Alberta. Like, are there many non-Albertans that are top rodeo? Like, does that even exist in the East?
Well, two things are true.
A few Ontarians.
I would say if you were to say Western Canadians, it's 90-some%. It's a majority or 90%. And of that, the majority would be Albertans. But at the same time, you could also say, because when they put up the rider's name and they put where they're from, like Cole Ashbacher, who is a saddle bronc rider, he's from Arrowwood, Alberta. So part of the fun too is then looking at everybody in the stands, taking out their phones and Googling where the heck Arrowwood, Alberta is, because a lot of these people come from small towns, and it is a culture, no question. It is a lot of people that celebrate that Western heritage. A lot of people that, because look, rodeos can. There's a lot of opinions about rodeo, I guess, right? There's people that think that there's cruelty to animals, and we're not going to get into that. But I can assure you of one thing. We have horses ourselves, Huss. My wife and my daughters, they all ride. They're active in different events. The horses that are there, and majority of horses that I would say you would own, well, I can't really say that. But the horses that are there are treated like star athletes. They are treated better than any of the riders or competitors that are there. Sometimes things happen, but the way that these animals are taken care of is second to none. And I can assure you of that. And it is a beautiful celebration of that. And being able to see what these people can do on a horse, on a bull, it is, it's phenomenal.
Like the bulls. I mean, if you're someone that hasn't been exposed to that before, and all of a sudden one of the years I was working at the rink, the bull riding came to the arena downtown, and a bunch of buddies, we all went, and I mean, it is stunning. I mean, like how many times you got to get your ass kicked to get good at that is probably, I mean, just the fact that these guys are able to do it by they get to the top level, I think speaks to it. But it is something, and I love the way the bulls all have names. It's kind of like the monster trucks. Here is Gravedigger, and this guy's riding these bulls that are named. It's neat. Well, I'll pay attention to that, and I'm sure a lot of the people that are into it will be getting into it for a very good time down at the rink before the big show starts next week, which of course is the NHL season.
Well, there you go. I just Googled the top 5 bulls in the PBR. So these are because half the ride score is for the bull, half the score is for the rider. So out of 100 points, 50 goes to the bull. So if you draw a bull that's not the best buck and stock that they have, that's going to affect your score. So there are bulls that are known for their ability to ride, or what they're going to do, if they're going to turn into your hand, away from your hand, and they're going to give you a good ride. But here's the top 5 bulls in the PBR right now. Speaking of names that are awesome: Bushwhacker, Little Yellow Jacket, Bodacious, Dillinger, and Mossy Oak Mudslinger. I mean, come on, right?
Those are great. I was out at the track last night here in Winnipeg, finishing up, and there's some great horse names, but the bull names are usually pretty aggressive, and they should be, because those are some of the nastiest beasts on planet Earth, and something else.
Are you watching thoroughbreds out there, or are you watching trotters? Well, I mean, they're both, but which style of race is this? Are they with a wagon behind them, or is this?
No. This is like horse racing, like you'd
Okay.
see like the Kentucky Derby or something like that. Like, yeah, we got Assiniboia Downs is the track here. It's been going on for forever, and speaking of the pandemic, I mean, a lot of these businesses sort of needed to figure out a way to pivot, and they were getting pressured by the government. There's a whole bunch of things happening behind the scenes, but they basically completely saved and revolutionized their business by changing when they ran. Growing up, it was always, Saturday, Sunday afternoon and all that, but that's one competition. And now, with much like sports betting, the online nature of horse racing, our races go Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights, which is when a lot of the big tracks are not racing. And now we've got people betting into the pools here in Winnipeg from literally around the world. So it's awesome. The track's really healthy. I get out there a few times a year. Went out with my folks last night, took them out for dinner, and had a really nice run. We got 2 days left of the live racing season. Remus and I, Assiniboia Downs is a sponsor of WST, and Remus and I bet $20 on every single live racing card of the year.
Wow.
There's 50 of them. And it is coming down to the final 2 races. I think I've got about a $70 lead on them right now.
Oh, wow.
So we're into crunch time for the track.
Okay, we'll have to keep you. You'll have to keep Dusty and whoever else is sitting in this chair. I know you're with Lieutenant Eric tomorrow, so
yes.
As I mentioned, I think we're going to steer clear of the CFL, because I know Eric's got a lot to say about that. He'd be the best guy to talk to about it, so we'll save the CFL talk.
The Riders, I think the Riders may have hit their peak of the season after.
Really?
The
wow.
Bowl. Well, they got lit up by 48 at home by the Alouettes. Then they lost to the Elks. I think they're showing some cracks. But I will save the CFL takes for Eric tomorrow, because, man, have you been watching all these playoff games? The first 2 days of this Major League Baseball playoffs has been so good. And
unreal.
It's such an unbelievable appetizer, I think, for a lot of people that paid attention to the Jays run, kind of really started paying attention in September. Maybe they even cut out of the NFL to watch game 162 on Sunday. I mean, if you've been locked in for these first couple of days of the wild card round, it has just been absolutely phenomenal. Like, the drama and the intensity of every pitch at this time of year is something else. And dude, today, like the last year, or I guess they've had this new format, for 2 years? Like, basically it's all been sweeps. Like, we've barely had a game 3. Not so far. I mean, all 3 series outside of the Dodgers, who obviously absolutely stomped the Reds, who were like, just, it was the incompetence of the Mets, like how they choked that and didn't make the playoffs is embarrassing. But the Dodgers are on. But these 3 games today are going to be amazing. Just quickly, are you familiar with this Mason Miller guy from the Padres?
Not probably as familiar as you are. But I have been watching those games.
I mean, he was acquired, I think, from the A's at the deadline, and they were talking about how the Padres beefed up their bullpen. This is the most intimidating pitcher I think I've ever seen.
Really?
He looks like he's about 6'5" or 6'6". I mean, would make a great bouncer or security guard. Dude, he is throwing 103, 104. And I think he's faced 12 batters. He has struck them all out, with the exception of the last batter he faced, who he hit. And I don't know, just the fact that there's one hit by pitch in there is going to freak guys out that much more. But he is literally absolutely unhittable He's pitched in the last 2 games, but I mean, with their entire season on the line, don't be surprised if this one gets tight in the late innings and Miller's back out there for the Padres today against the Cubs. But not only has it been amazing to watch, but we've been seeing the board quite well the first 2 days, going back to back with a couple nice parlays, and very much live for today's action before we find out who's surviving first and foremost between Boston and the Yankees to take on the Blue Jays, and who's going to be going up in the and advancing in the National League.
Well, just looking at the odds here, and I just want to quickly say there's been 2 people that have sent this in the inbox, 7802 and 899.99. The new October codes are out. So EST50 is promo code EST50 with a $50 deposit. You get a $50 free bet. With promo code EST Sports, deposit 50, get a $50 free bet. And EST Casino, $50 deposit, you get a $50 casino bonus. So there's 3 ways to get 3 different $50 bets. One is a casino bonus. So yes, you can head on over. Those new promo codes are active. Huss, I'm looking at these numbers here, and the largest favorite is the New York Yankees right now at minus 156. The others are essentially toss-ups. I mean, the Cleveland are slight favorites. The Cleveland Guardians, are slight favorites over the Detroit Tigers, but that Padres-Cubs game is essentially a toss-up. Are you seeing anything here? Would you want to get into the spread a bit, or I guess we can. Well, I'll put it to you. You want to get a little. You want to get a little wild here. Do you want to try lock something in that is maybe not the better odds, but something that you're pretty strong on? What are you feeling here?
Well, listen, I will tell you, just based on the pitching matchups, that I think basically all of these games could go either way. I mean, the teams are down to their third pitchers. Their bullpens have all been utilized for the most part. I mean, especially a team like San Diego. I do think, though, I mean, right now, the teams with the best bullpens, especially in that end, like I think back to the Royals, like when they won the World Series in 2015, and even in 2014, like that team was playing 6-inning games. Get the lead through 6 innings, and then 7, 8, 9, you had a guy for each. That sort of feels like what the Padres are right now with all those moves that they made. I do like San Diego to win this one. I'm sort of torn on the Boston Yankee game in that I find myself like I want the Yankees to win this game. Like I think I said this earlier on the show this week, but I like just from a Jays perspective, I don't want Garrett Crochet to be anywhere near the Rogers Center when that series gets going. And it is possible with him starting game 1 that he could go game 2 and a potential game 5. He, to me, is so much more. I mean, he basically won that game on his own. He had 11 strikeouts in game 1 against the Yankees. And the other thing is that as much as Vlad has sucked for the last month, and we're still waiting for him to sort of snap out of it, the one place that Vladdy historically has been an absolute killer is in the Bronx. So I actually like the Jays' chances better against the Yankees. I don't really agree with the fact that they're like, just give me a quick line. Well, what are the money lines that you're looking at for these games today?
Well, we'll start with Boston at New York. So Boston's plus 133, New York's minus 156. Padres are minus 104, Cubs are minus 112. Okay. Tigers are plus 110, Guardians are minus 128. Like I could see a world where we could put together a 3-game money line play and go Padres, Yankees, Guardians.
You know what? I don't mind that. I mean, to me the Tigers Guardians should probably be a pick. But everything that's happened with Detroit over the past month, especially against this team, has been, I mean, the Guardians were like 12 and a half back at the beginning of the month. They ended up winning the division. I mean, it has been just a slow roll. Now, they got bailed up by Tarek Skubal in game number 1, who had 14 strikeouts. The Tigers yesterday were 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position. I mean, they just can't hit. And I'm with you with the Guardians in that when I can't remember, the guy's name escapes me, but he had like 5 homers in the entire year. And then he went yard to break the tie in the 8th inning yesterday. And then the dam sort of broke open. To me, they've got the momentum. The crowd is going to be absolutely nuts in Cleveland. And I sort of like that. And as I say, I've sort of been riding. Full disclosure, I did take a Padres World Series future before the playoffs started. We were kind of getting into that.
Well, that's good to know. I mean, Huss, even if we leave the Tigers-Guardians game out of it and we just go Padres-Yankees, that still, without boost, is at plus 221.
Yeah, but throw the Guardians on it, and where does it get to?
Plus 472. I mean,
yeah, so it'll be over 5-1.
You know me. I mean, you tell me to push this button, and I'll push the button. I like a bigger number.
Yeah, I mean, a 3-gamer. I hit a 3-gamer yesterday. I think we do it again today.
Okay, I'll send that in. And we can do 2. I mean, hey, Dusty's away. The kids can play. We can do two lock shop partner parlays if you want to get into the Thursday night football game here.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think we definitely want to get into the Thursday night football.
Oh, and by the way, did you hear this? And I don't know if this is new, if this is something that's always been around, and I'm just hearing about it now. But you said about, for the Blue Jays, you think it'd be better for them to take on the Yankees. Did you see that the Yankees have restricted playoff ticket purchases to New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania? Residents of those 4 states are the only people that can buy Yankees postseason tickets. So for Blue Jays fans that are wanting to make the trek down to the Big Apple, you have to now buy on the secondary market, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is not really new. I mean, it happened a lot in the Stanley Cup playoffs, if you recall.
Yeah, true.
When the Leafs were playing the Panthers, and let's face it, I mean, those are a nice little opportunity to take a shot at our friends in Toronto and Ontario. These people are so starved for a team that actually does anything in the playoffs. When they actually get there, it seems like half of Ontario wants to be at the game and will throw the cash out to do it. So it has happened before. I know the Predators at one point did the same thing. So it is what it is, but it's not gonna, it will not be it will not prevent some Jays fans from getting into the building. I will say that. And
yeah, just force them to play a hell of a lot more, I think.
Like the home field advantage for the Jays in the Rogers Center and is significant. This is why, dude, like going back just to reset, like that game on Sunday, Kirk's grand slam and what he did to get them over the hump in that game. I mean, it takes the Jays from being a team like, oh, well, at least they got to the playoffs, to a team that can win. They are among the best home teams in the entire league. And come playoff time, like I guarantee you, there will not be a louder building in Major League Baseball than what the Dome has coming up this weekend. So the Jays are in a great spot right now. And this is the best scenario. Best scenario for the Blue Jays is this one goes to some extra innings tonight. I mean,
right.
Like let this one. And by the way, for people that may have forgotten, we go back to original baseball rules, not the rules that they use in the regular season for extra innings where they stick guys on second base. We're just starting another inning, 10th inning, nobody's on. So if you're a Jays fan, you just want this one to be tight and to go deep into the night and to be close, like to have to tax the bullpens to get everybody, out and being used And then they've just got the 1 day to turn around, and then they're coming into the Dome to take on a rested Blue Jays team that has been waiting since Sunday for their opportunity on it. So not sure if we have a prop on extra innings. Like, I'm not necessarily saying it will happen, but just that is the best case scenario for it. Hey, do you have are there futures up right now there for Major League Baseball, like as far as like to win the World Series or AL or NL ones before the games start?
Yep. Where do you want to go first? AL?
I'm just interested in the World Series numbers.
World Series. Dodgers are the favorites, plus 335. Phillies, plus 460. Mariners, plus 495. Blue Jays, plus 665. Milwaukee, 7-1. Yankees, 8-1.
Okay. I bring this up because at the beginning of the playoffs, like come Monday, I guess, when we were going through these, the Phillies were the favorite to win the World Series. And I'll just write in and around these numbers. The Phillies were basically 4-1. And then the Dodgers were 5-1. Dodgers obviously had to play this round. So the Dodgers beat the hell out of the Reds, who, I mean, were only there because of the massively expanded playoffs. And so the Phillies have been sitting back with home field, doing nothing. And now all of a sudden they're an underdog in their first round series.
Yeah, that is interesting, right?
It's funny. I mean, now I guess part of the Dodgers number was the fact that they had to win that first round. But I mean, they were massive favorites. No one expected Cincinnati to beat them. They have had to play games. They've had to pitch Snell and Yamamoto. And now they're going into the Philadelphia that was already the favorite. And yet we're getting Philly as an underdog here. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I think we've all been waiting for the Dodgers to sort of remind everybody of the power of obscene money, which is literally the lineup for them. But I just found that interesting that all of a sudden Phillies come back and the Dodgers are the favorite just because they beat the Reds twice. I mean, that doesn't now I'm more interested in the AL anyways. And to be honest, like of those other teams, I mean, to me, the Milwaukee series, as I said, I want San Diego and I kind of like them. I just think their bullpen is so damn good. And the Cubs are in a bit of a hitting slump. Like if they don't hit it into the bleachers, they don't hit it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm riding with the Padres. If the Cubs do win though, that Milwaukee Cubs series will be incredible. I mean, Milwaukee with the season that they've had. And of course, Craig Counsell, who was the Brewers manager, who basically ditched and went to their arch rivals to take over the Cubs too. I mean, there are so many great storylines if that series happened. Although, as I say, I'm riding with the Padres tonight. So yeah, Yanks, Guardians, Padres. Let's throw that sucker in there and
guess the number.
See what we can do. Well, it was plus 467, wasn't it?
It was plus 467. They've boosted it to.
Oh, geez. Well, you tell me. I don't want
501. So it's been boosted.
Okay, so 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1. You were on the money on that, Huss. So let's hope that comes through. I have asked them to put that up on the EST specials for Lock Shop Partner Parlay number 1. Because we're cooking here, Huss. We're cooking, and we ain't going to stop. Who's going to tell us to stop? It's just me and you here. Let's keep this train rolling, and let's get into the Thursday Nighter.
Thursday Nighter.
What a game.
Okay, give us an update. Give us an update on this line. Let's remember this game opened at 3. Where is it now?
8.5.
8.5, exactly. Well, I mean, listen, the Niners injury report is like, I kind of feel sorry for Mac Jones.
Yeah.
You know, okay, like, you know, your quarterback gets hurt. Hey, it's a great opportunity. Well, Kittle's out. Now Pearsall's out. Juwan Johnson's out. Like, I'm going to pull up this depth chart right now.
Yeah, Purdy's out with a toe. Pearsall's out with a knee. Jennings is out with the ribs and ankle. All 3 of those players are major parts of their offense. So you're asking, okay, you know, I don't think that there's a legitimate chance that the 49ers win this outright. But 8.5 is a big number. And Mac Jones has looked relatively competent when he's had to come in. And San Francisco still has Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. And, I'm wondering if there's a play that we can make on that, on rushing yards for a guy like Christian McCaffrey. Right now, the over-under is at 58.5. But if they want to stay in this game at all, they're going to have to use Christian McCaffrey. Now, maybe even the better play is receiving yards. I'm not sure. That's at 51.5. But what do you see from this game? I mean, look, they've got a young secondary that has been exposed at other times as well. Could see some major numbers from Matthew Stafford. The only thing I'm concerned with a Matthew Stafford play is, what if it's 20-3 at halftime? Right? Then the Rams are just going to start, controlling the clock, slowing the game down, and those numbers aren't going to be there. But what's your read on tonight's Thursday night football game?
Well, I mean, listen, it's almost impossible to back the Niners. I mean, unless you're just a big Kyle Shanahan stan. I mean, I got Niner good friends that are just like, hey, this sucks. I mean, we're on a short week. All these guys are out. We are in a bad spot. And let's not forget, I mean, just how well the Rams have been rolling. Like, I still can't believe they blew that game in Philly 2 weeks ago. And I don't want to get into the beat on the blocked field goal and the touchdown on the final play again. That will be haunting me all season long. But the Rams, man, they've been good so far this season. And I mean, even in their loss, they have been a team that has taken care of it. I mean, the way they came back and beat the Colts last week, and the Colts, I think we realize, are pretty damn good. I mean, the Texans and Titans wins, now we've kind of seen what those teams are. Not great, but they went toe-to-toe with Philly, should have won that game, and came back very clutch. Now, the only thing I do worry about this spread being as big as it is, like, I think the Rams are going to win. If you haven't done your survivor pick and you want to use the Rams this week, I full endorsement on that. But your point is well taken in that these Thursday games are always a really, really tough slog for a lot of teams. I mean, Matt Stafford missed pretty much all of training camp being injured. So if they can get up, or they're in a situation, I mean, the Niners aren't going to be pushing to blow out this Niners team. I think there's a very good chance it just happens because they're much better. McVay's going to be ready to go. Puka Nacua is the receiver right now in the National Football League, if you ask me. I think he's the favorite right now for Offensive Player of the Year, and he should be.
He should be.
And Stafford has looked great. The guy that we probably haven't seen a ton of, or maybe as much as we maybe thought of at the start of the year, is Kyren Williams. I'm just going to pull up his numbers. So he had 66 yards the first two games, 20 carries for 94 yards against the Eagles, and then 13, but for 77 yards against the Colts. And part of the reason why the carries were so low in that game was the fact that the Colts did a good job and they were actually up. And I mean, they had to score. They had an 88-yard touchdown at the end. They had 2 touchdowns in the final 4 minutes to make that. Like, I think that they're going to get up, and I'm sort of with you. Like, I maybe not hitting Stafford props as much as I'm thinking about the running game. What's the rushing prop for Williams tonight?
68.5. So that's right in that wheelhouse. But if we're accurate on what we're thinking, that this game could be slowed down in the second half, or if LA is just in control of the game, not needing to air it out, well, they're still going to need to use the clock and run plays. So that Kyren Williams number at 68.5 is quite palatable, to be honest with you. And I mean, he had 77 on 13 carries last game. I think that he probably touches it. I think he probably gets closer to 20 in this game, if not more, especially if they're playing with the lead in the second half and just looking to drain the clock. So I love the Williams prop. And on the Niners side of things, just pulling up these reception totals. The guy that does intrigue me tonight for Mac Jones with all these receivers out is Jake Tongus or Tongues. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Tongas, I think.
He has he's actually popped in and become, a pretty good option for the Niners. Now, Mac Jones, listen, I think McCaffrey's going to be seeing some balls, and I'm sort of with you. I think maybe the receiving side might be the way to go for McCaffrey, just to try to get him out in a little bit more space, because the Rams front four is legit. Verse and those guys getting to it. And I mean, I think they're going to be not shy to pull another guy up in the box up until Mac Jones burns them deep. But I don't even know who he's going to be throwing to. By the way, Chiefs fans will love this. Listen to the receivers that Mac Jones has for himself tonight. So there's Kendrick Bourne, who is a cast off of the Patriots. The other guys, MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling,
yeah,
and Sky Moore, one of the most disappointing picks in the Brett Veach era of the Chiefs. He was cut at the beginning of the year, signed as a free agent there. And Demarcus Robinson, another guy that had some time with Kansas City. So essentially a whole bunch of cast-offs from the Chiefs over the last 3-4 years are now backups for the Niners. And that's what Mac Jones has to work with. So I think the tight end is going to be seeing some looks. Are
you thinking overall receiving yards for Jake Tongas? Because I should let you know, Huss, that the resident 49ers superfan has stepped into the building here and is in the chair. That is the one and only Hernan Salas. So, Hernan, if you want to jump in here and contribute, we're just talking about Jake Tongas is probably his number one target right now with these injuries, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's hard to kind of gauge what they're going to do. Like, you still got McCaffrey, Robinson, who doesn't get a lot of touches, surprisingly. But like you said, the tight end there, the young man who won the game in week 1, it's probably going to be those two guys, McCaffrey and Tonges there, that are going to be the go-to guys.
So I'm looking at, because this reception number for it, and it is Tonges.
That's what I like.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at this reception number, and it's 3.5. Like, that seems, if given what the injury status is, so if we cooked up Kyron Williams over 68.5 yards rushing, and Jake Tonges over 3.5 receptions, you liking that? Or do you want to sprinkle something else in there, or are we getting a little greedy?
Well, no. Well, we could either do a 2-banger, or, I mean, what do we think of the under in this game? And
I knew you were going to angle towards that. And truthfully, if they get out early and the Rams are kind of putting the boots to the 49ers, this very well could go under. This could be a 21-10 kind of game, 24-10. I mean, the over-under is at 43.5. So do you want to add the under to that? I would fully support that.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, if we go the Kyron Williams rushing yards, the Tongas catches, and under 43.5, and I think we'll be in real nice shape. I mean, you can even get, I don't know if there's a number on 44.5.
Okay, I'll ask.
I put it this way: I think it's going to go under either way.
Okay.
The whatever reason, I'm still like, it just seems like, it's an easy pick. I mean, the Rams, and I said to myself, like, I like the Rams probably at anything in single digits. But thinking about what the Niners are facing right now, this Rams D, knowing that the Rams are just going to try and get through this. Like, there's no style points for this game tonight.
This is a win they got to have. It doesn't matter how they get it, how ugly it is, just get the W. So I'll ask, I've got Kyron Williams over 68.5, Jake Tonges over 3.5 receptions, under 43.5 points. That will go up as Lock Shop Partner Parlay number 2. But Huss, we're running out of time here. What do you got coming up on WST?
Well, we're checking in on what's up with the Jets. They're back on the practice ice. We'll see what's up with Jonathan Taves, who missed their last game. We're going to go to Minnesota, get the latest on the Wild. Now the Kaprizov is signed. We're going to talk a little CFL. And we'll talk a little bit more about the NFL tonight. So we've got a big show coming up. And I'll tell you what, this is a highlight. This is the first time since he has returned I've actually had an on-air, even if it's a brief conversation, with my guy, Latino Heat. Hernan salad. So we often pop by right afterwards. Check out Hernan Engager once we're done on Winnipeg Sports Talk. So shout out to Hernan, and good luck with everyone's wagers tonight on both. I think we're going to hit these both.
I think I like him. And Hernan doesn't have his headphones in, but he just gave you a glowing review for your show. He loves you. He said this is the first time that you guys have really talked, So do you have anything you'd like to say to Huss before we get out?
No, thank you for that, Huss. Love your show as well. We got your boy Connor on today, so it's gonna be good.
Nice.
Yeah, so all the Winnipeggers listening, he's gonna check in and give us the goods on the Jets. And Huss, love you, buddy. Hopefully we can see each other soon, either in the Peg or you coming down to Edmonton.
Hey, let him know that much like Hernan, Connor is hardcore Niner guy. So
hardcore Niners guy, Huss is saying.
Yeah. So
Connor.
Listen.
Oh, really? I did not know that. We might have to start it off with that.
yeah, definitely. Listen, you just let him go talking Niners, and he'll do that. But there's some good Jet stuff coming too. But anyways, Glue Guy, I always love doing the show with you as well. Let's get it tonight, folks. Enjoy the baseball. Enjoy the Thursday nighter, and NFL picks and some CFL with LTE tomorrow on the Lock Shop.
There you go. For Huss and Hernan Salas, I'm Jay Millen. Thank you for tuning into the Lock Shop. Don't go anywhere. It is Thursday, so that's Two Guys and a Goalie coming up right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Talk to you later.